Yeah, Paul's first today. Hi, Paul. How are you? Hello, everyone. How are we doing today? Here comes everybody. They came to see you, buddy. Yes, they did. So what's everyone doing today? Kind of a nice day outside today, so I'm kind of started this one a little bit earlier so we could maybe go out and do something today. I don't know what yet, but I'll tell you what, I already got two cats down here looking for treats. Got to watch out for this one. This one will bite you now too here. They're both going to be called bite here. It's going to be bite one and bite two. Think you haven't had anything to eat for a week or anything. You guys are crazy. Leave it on the two shot here of me and the star. Yeah, I'm glad you guys liked the Branch Davidian one. I wasn't sure how that was going to turn out. I wasn't even sure whether I'd be able to get in there because apparently what they do is sometimes um, they they don't allow people in. They got like a gate in the front, and if you go there and the gate's closed, then you don't get to go in. But it was just basically it was me and like one other small group that was there that day. So I pretty much had my run of the place. I should do pre-recorded live videos. That's sort of every video I do is that. Yeah, thanks for the 356. It isn't really a year, which is weird because the year was at the beginning of April, but that anniversary kind of passed without even being acknowledged because I didn't go back and look and see when specifically the year of my first episode was, but it was like on April 4th or something like that. But I think from now on we'll just call this we'll just call that the 1 year anniversary. Right, Nimble? Is that something a good idea? Is that a good idea? Huh? Anniversary of the vlog is April 24th now instead of April 4th. I guess so. I guess that's how we'll have to do it. Do you guys know that you're being watched by other cats right now? Especially you? Because you're the one that's on screen right now, even though the other one's just right here. How's my mom doing? My mom's doing great. I talked to her on the phone just last night. She got her birthday present actually 2 days ago, but I opened it up like later in the evening, so she missed getting back to me. But she really liked it. She was really pleased to do it. And I was actually looking through the photos that I've got, and I realized, geez, I've got a lifetime of gifts now for my mom, for my sister. I found some pictures of my sister and her firstborn, and my sister's two grandparents. My sister and I's two grandparents or grandmothers, both posing with them, and they're both passed now. So we're there's all sorts of gold on that thing. Todd is a new subscriber and has been binge watching. Thank you, Todd. And I'm glad you're enjoying what you're seeing, and keep trying to do that. I should start my mom a YouTube channel. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how well that would work. She's not really solid on the technology, and so I think the likelihood of her being able to record a video, upload a video, start a YouTube channel, record the video, upload the video, I think that's probably a little bit more than she's maybe capable of. My mom's birthday is on the 30th, this coming Thursday. Yeah, she was really happy with it. I don't think I actually showed it on camera, but you remember late last year I went and visited the Magnolia Silos, and I bought a couple of candles there for my mom for Christmas, and well, we never gave them to her for Christmas, so I included that in the package that she got with the photos too. So she really likes those candles, and they're fragrant, and she's recently discovered the candles that have the wooden wicks, and she really likes those because they kind of pop and crackle and snap when they're burning. So my mom likes both the sound and the aroma that comes from those. Thanks, Tracy. I'm glad you liked the Branch Davidian vlog. I wasn't sure, like I said, how that was going to come out, and I basically had the run of the place. Did anyone ask why I was filming there? No, I didn't. The only people I saw were other people that were there just kind of being touristy. I went on a Monday, and there wasn't really a lot going on there. The gate was open, but I didn't see anybody from the group there. There were those trailer homes kind of going in there, and there are a couple of houses back there, but it's just that chapel and the trailer homes, and that's about all there is there. David is checking in with us, checking in on us from France. Hi, David. Hello from America. See that? Stephanie says hi to you. You too, Nibble, but you don't get a pat because you won't come up here and let me pet you. You'll just come for the kitty treats. Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised that chapel or whatever was on the site at that point. Last time I'd seen a picture of it, it was the only thing that was there was that pool. We have a hero from World War II. He's 100 years old on April 30th. He walked around the garden to help the NHS and make 27 million for the hospitals during the dreadful time. That's a worthy thing. Yeah, well, yeah. The like I said, the pool's the only thing that survives of it right now, and that's the only way you can really even tell exactly where you need to be. Uh, because as you saw in that photo I showed you, you could see where the pool was, and basically the whole compound just went all between the road and the pool, and then kind of around where the chapel is now. That's where it all was. There's a lot of information in that. I think one of the things I do believe, and I said this I think in the one of the comments this morning on that, is I do believe that Koresh and the Branch Davidians set the fires. I heard apparently they had audio surveillance inside the building, and some of the stuff I heard was that was the audio recordings of Koresh and the rest of them saying, "Yeah, light the fires, light them, get them going." And so it sounds like they were started from inside. Your great grandfather was in World War One and Two. That's cool. Isn't that cool? Tom Moore is his name if you want to Google him. There we go. Hello, buddy. Here comes Nibbles. She wants her treats too. Each one of you bit me every one of the times I gave you a treat. You know that? That's why I'm using this finger. This finger's still a little sore from when I cut it last week. Weird kitty cats. When did I post the Branch Davidian? Well, I actually recorded it on Monday, but it went up last night. So you ought to be able to check it out there. I didn't call it the Branch Davidian though. I kept it a little bit vague as to what it is, but it was the video I posted yesterday. I'm surprised that, yeah, well, they there was nobody there saying you couldn't do it. They acknowledged that it's kind of become a tourist attraction now, so they kind of embrace it. Hey, BNA's here. Hello, BNA. Boris Johnson's back tomorrow. That's good to know. Yeah, I'm glad he recovered. What does everyone think about Kim Jong Un? They're saying now he may be dead. Wonder what that means. Did any storms come through Waco recently? We had something that blew through the area a couple days ago. It was while I was at work in the morning. But it's funny, it hit us at work, but not any rain fell here. At least not anything that I could measure on my rain gauge. So I don't know. Yeah, it's weird how those storms, because I sat there and watched it on radar, and it was just this little string of storms that kind of came through. And yeah, apparently it didn't hit here at all. It's funny, this one was meowing this morning when I didn't get up. I think he's starting to get used to me getting up at 5 in the morning and being out of here by 7 because at 8 o'clock he was like meowing. It's like, aren't you supposed to be gone by now? You hear Kim's sister is more ruthless than him and that she'll take over if he's dead. I've heard that the sister is considered maybe next in line, but it's going to be interesting to see how such a patriarchal society like North Korea deals with a woman as a leader. It'd be interesting to see what happens. Yeah, that's what I heard. He had some sort of he. What I heard is that Kim Jong Un had was out at some sort of like out in the country or something like that in early April, and he collapsed. And the rumors I'm hearing, and right now we don't know exactly if he's alive or dead or what, but the rumors are that the doctor who operated on him had no experience dealing with somebody as big as Kim Jong Un. It is not surprising. It's North Korea. Everyone else is starving to death and really really thin. But so it's not surprising the doctor would not know how to deal with somebody as overweight as Kim Jong Un. And that when he was operating on him, his hands were shaking because he was terrified because he knows if he did anything wrong, you know, it ain't gonna be good for him. And yeah, that guy, I don't know. We'll probably never hear from him again. We don't know yet, Paul, if he's actually dead or not. There's just earlier in the week there was talk that he was, having to have very serious surgery, and then the propaganda kind of came out and said maybe that suggested that he pulled through. But then there was a rumor coming around, bouncing around the internet yesterday, saying that he had perhaps died or at least was like in a persistent vegetative state. So thank you, Jason. I'm glad you like that. Yeah, I've been meaning to do that story for a long time. And Jordan sent me a text last night and said he thought it was a mistake that I put the name Vernon Howell in there rather than David Koresh. And I said, I wanted to keep it vague initially so nobody, because you really can't tell from that title and the thumbnail picture really what it's about. But I kind of hyped the snot out of it, so I figured my regulars would watch it. And then in a couple of days, we'll change that to David Koresh just to for the broader market. Yeah, you're right. That doctor is probably, if he isn't dead yet, he will be soon. Yeah, see, that's kind of how it went, Jen. It started out with, he had a very risky surgery. He had to have a very risky surgery, and then they kind of said that he was uh, had recovered and was doing better, and then not so much. So, I'm guessing that's what happened. We haven't heard anything officially from North Korea, but from what I've heard, Japan has reported it, and allegedly a delegation from China is on its way or in North Korea by now to kind of assess what's going on. So it's gonna be interesting to hear what happens in the next few days. Did I learn anything new about the Davidians or Koresh? Um, Not so much because I was old enough. I remember when this happened. It was more refresher for me. I mean, some of the history of the Davidians and that his name wasn't always David Koresh, and that they'd been around for a while and how it evolved and all that. That was all new to me, but I remember hearing all the stories, about the siege when it was happening back in the 90s, because I'm old enough to remember that. I was in my 30s then. Uh, and I remembered that the police were using like psychological warfare, like playing loud music and all that to keep them up all night, up during the nights and days. And I'd heard that it started. I remember that it started with an attempt to serve a warrant, and they basically got driven away by gunfire and all that. So, and I'd heard the rumors about child abuse and multiple wives and all that stuff. So yeah, I kind of knew all that. I had to get it kind of refreshed a little bit, but they're asking what you're thinking. You look like you're in a really you're pondering something here, really serious. What is it? It's probably just when the next kitty treat's coming, right? Huh? That's what it's all about. Yeah, he just wants to know when the next kitty treat's coming. Oh, we got somebody in here from Korea. I assume that's South Korea because I'm sure we don't have a whole lot of viewers in North Korea. What do you think about what's going on in North Korea? Do you think Kim Jong Un's alive? Well, I heard that it was, I guess, a relatively simple surgery. I guess they were going to put in a stent, which I mean that is heart surgery, but uh, it isn't like open heart surgery or whatever. That's, I guess, probably what it is. It's one of the arteries going into or out of the vein. They just put something in there. I hear about a mass shooting in Nova Scotia. Yeah, I guess I did. Yeah, I heard that too. That they shut off well, they originally were talking on the telephone. They disconnected the telephones, and then they shut off the water and electricity too. I had read that they had to survive like by collecting rainwater, which in early April, I guess that is an option. It rains a lot between February and April here, so I suppose that would be an option. Yeah, I guess they probably did bury him with Koresh. I did notice that, like I showed you in the video, a number of the memorials on the site for the children of David Koresh, some of them were his real name, and some of them were David Koresh. So, and they went by the Vernon name in the memorial on the for him at the site. So. You're surprised we even knew he had surgery. Well, I think it kind of became suspicious to the outside world because I guess there were two big holidays in North Korea that had come and gone, and Un didn't appear for either of them. One of them was, I guess, the anniversary of the birthday of his grandfather, who founded the kingdom, and the other one was the founding of the kingdom itself. So, and those days both came and went, and he was nowhere to be seen. So I think probably people started asking. Yeah, I heard there was rabbits being slaughtered, lambs, but it wouldn't surprise me. All sorts of stuff like that. Do the cats have a vet doctor yet? No, I haven't. They're about due for their vaccines, and we'll go find one then. Right now, what I can do is go over to the PetSmart because there's a vet over there. The only time they've really needed the vet recently has been, when I got them their flea and tick treatment a while back. And I went with the name brand or with the brand that the vet was recommending, and this guy I guess was allergic to it or something like that because he was puking for the next few days. So I went to the name brand stuff, the Advantage, and that worked just as well, and it didn't make this guy sick. So, right, Nibble? Nobody likes it when bites barfing all over the place, do they? Nobody likes that. That's gross, isn't it? It's gross when bite barfs all over the place. I guess that's one way not to get bit, right? You get the treat, and I get to keep my fingers. Okay, that's it for now. Because they're fat enough as it is. They say you look like you're deep in thought. They don't know you very well, do they? Is that what it is? You're wondering when you're going to get a belly rub? Huh? That's what Stephanie thinks. Huh? Well, now it's going to be now. Now you're going to get a belly rub, huh? That's what it is. That's what you're thinking about. There's his belly rub. That one's dedicated to you, Stephanie. Yeah, David Crush is buried actually quite a ways away. I halfway thought about going there, but it was a little bit too far for one day. Maybe we'll hit that on another vlog someday. I talked to my mom about doing another live stream. She's open to the idea. She doesn't want to do it immediately, but she had as much fun doing it as you guys had watching her. So yeah, she definitely wants to do it. What's the weather like? I think it's supposed to be like in the 80s. It's nice and blue sky out there, a little bit of breeze, I guess, heard coming in from the south, and it's in the 80s, I think. Let's see. Yeah, exactly 80. Exactly 80 degrees out there. So yeah, maybe on Mother's Day, that would be a good one. That's a few weeks away. I don't know. We'll play it by ear, but I get the feeling she wants to do it again. So it's raining there. I envy you. We maybe have some rain coming Tuesday or Wednesday. I hope we get a little. Those are off days, and there's nothing better than being home on a rainy day, and like especially if it's a powerful storm, opening up the windows and just listening to it outside. Yeah, no, my mom doesn't want to leave California. So yeah, she's told me that she'll probably come and visit, which would be great. That's another one of the reasons I kind of want a single story house, so my mom can come and visit. Any luck with house hunting? I haven't really done any serious house hunting yet, and it's just been kind of let's go out and see what's out there. When I'm gonna once I get the tax situation resolved, and I'm gonna kind of rattle that guy's cage again tomorrow, I think, and see what I can get them to do on that. Uh, but once I figure that out, I'm going to call a realtor and start working on it. Yeah, yeah, I was really happy that my mom spent as much time on it too. Because if you remember, I thought it was great when my dad came on. And he spent what 20 or 30 minutes with us, but my mom was on for the almost the entire vlog. We brought her in about 15 minutes in, and she stayed with it until we ended it. And it just I couldn't believe how fast the time went. Yeah, she really said she enjoyed talking to you guys. So I opened up the idea of doing it again, and she said, "Yeah, not immediately, but yeah, I'll do it again." So yeah, we'll probably hear from her again. You like the first and or second one I had? Yeah, yeah, I kind of like those two. I think, and it just was a coincidence. It kind of worked that way. I like the houses. I think in the order I showed them. The first one I liked best. The last one I liked the least, and they kind of went downhill. So it was just kind of a coincidence that it worked that way, but I think I kind of agree with you. Yeah, I want to. Someone suggested like last week that I ought to try and get Beth to do a call in too. I don't know. That might be fun too. The beauty of having a call in from Beth is Beth is a real chatterbox, and basically I could just put her on the speakerphone and she could take over like 99% of the conversation here because she'd have the screen in front of her. She's relatively tech literate, and so she could look at the stuff and just respond by voice. And he wouldn't even need me. I could go shoot my own vlog and have Beth do the live stream. But I don't know. I'll maybe talk to her at some point. Yeah, I know my mom kind of spoiled that. Yeah, but I try and kind of keep my birthday kind of low key. And yeah, she kind of well, that's the way she is. At least she didn't say where I worked, right? I got to remember next time we got to lay down the ground rules. Yeah, mom, you can't say where you live. You can't say where I live. You can't say where I work. You can't say the industry I'm in. And please don't tell anyone when my birthday is. Didn't think about that at the time, but oh well. Yeah, you guys seem to have a good time with it. My mom really enjoyed doing it, so yeah, we'll probably do it again. Do I have any eerie feeling at the Branch Davidian? No, but I seem to be really not very sensitive to that kind of stuff. I mean, I've been to Roman Polanski and Sharon Tate's house where the Manson murders went, when it took place, and didn't feel anything there. I've been to the place they were hanging out when they did that, when they were planning all that, when they were during that time period. I've been in a haunted house that's right down the hill from there. I guess I just don't really. I'm not that sensitive to that. I guess maybe I'm really good at objectifying things and just saying, okay, here I'm not gonna really think about where I am. This is just what's going on. Yeah, I noticed that they put my birthday in my dad's obit too. Yeah, David Omens. Thank you. I forgot the name. That was trip though. That was a trip though because we went there twice. First time was when Jordan did one of his when he paired up with the dearly departed guy, Michael, whatever his last name is, Scott Michael. And Scott Michael's went on a dearly departed tour. I was a part of that, And that was when we ended up at David Oman's house the first time. And then Jordan went back and did a live stream from there a few weeks later. I was a part of that too. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Kim Jong Un is gone too. It seems to be kind of an open secret, and if he was alive, I think by now he would have popped up and said, "Yeah, no, you didn't get me, not this time, not yet." So I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll find out over the next few days, I'm sure. I was reading one of the satire sites on the internet the other day, and they were doing a satire on it, and saying that North Korean propaganda says that Kim Jong Un is the livest person that there is in the universe. So we're already kind of making jokes about it. So whatever. Not exactly the nicest guy in the world. Hi, Jay Wild. How things in Cincinnati? Yeah, bike took off. He hasn't gone too far though. I don't know if you can see him. That's his butt right there. So I'm sure he'll be back eventually. In fact, since Bite has left the room here, we'll just turn the camera back on me here. See, now he's getting jealous and now he's coming. Yeah, that's Bite for you. You went to Oklahoma City shortly after that happened. You felt that, huh? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, a lot of people might have felt something when they went to the Branch Davidian site too, but I'm not very sensitive to that kind of stuff. So, how's my mom? My mom is great. Yeah, I talked to her on the phone just last night. Actually, she called to tell me that she'd received her birthday gift and she really loved them. And she told me that she has. Remember, there was the one with my dad at the big wheel of the. I guess we found out now it was the USS Constitution in Boston, and there was a that picture she has in her bedroom, so she can watch. So she can see them there. And one of them she has on her kitchen counter, and the other one has on the TV out in the living room. So she really likes it. She also really likes the candles. Oh yeah, that was big news because there were two kind of similar things that a lot of people thought, the government overreacted because it was the Branch Davidian situation, and then shortly after that it was Ruby Ridge, and you can Google both of those. And the guy the Tim McVeigh who bombed the Oklahoma City building did it on the 2-year anniversary of the massacre at Waco, and that was why he did it. Oh, I'm absolutely sure you're right, Kenny, that he's trying to figure out how to get the lid off. You got to have opposable thumbs to do that, buddy. Sorry, man. Got to have opposable thumbs and a brain bigger than a golf ball. Yeah, Texas never really closed down that much, but we are opening up a little bit. I haven't been downtown. In fact, maybe that's what I'll do today. Maybe we'll go downtown, wander around there and see what's going on down there. Do a vlog down there. See if there's anything changing. It might not be today. In fact, maybe it'd be better to do it tomorrow, just because it's Sunday and things are usually pretty quiet down there anyway. So, yeah, maybe we'll go down there tomorrow or something and figure out. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do for today's vlog. Yeah, Oklahoma City happened on the 2 year anniversary of Waco. You're right. Is there a wall like they have in Washington that has soldiers on it? Yeah. You remember when I did the video a few weeks ago of the guy who was in World War II, the hero? Oh, crap, I forgot his name now already, but um, when I was wandering around afterwards, I kind of found Waco's version of the Vietnam War, Vietnam Memorial. Yeah, I gotta check it out here. What was the guy's name? It's horrible, I forget his name like that, but I bet you I can find it here somewhere. The Doris Miller, that was who I was thinking of. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the one where I did the Doris Miller statue in Waco. That same video, I kind of went over the bridge, and turns out there was a kind of a war memorial, kind of talking about. It was actually kind of cool because they had kind of a series, like a kind of a little art display kind of thing out there. Kind of commemorating how before Vietnam, America was kind of united on things, and how Vietnam fractured the country, and how we've tried to rebuild things afterwards. Yeah, I think Texas. I think the Texas Governor Abbott, has begun, pushing to open things. So, and looks to me like Waco has been kind of doing a good job, kind of following the guide, the lead that comes from the governor. So, we'll play it by ear. Like I said, it hasn't really affected me, except for the fact that I can go to all these places I like to go, and there's nobody else there. Yeah, that was sad that so many children died in that, but that's what happens sometimes. It's too bad he couldn't let the children out. I still think it's kind of odd that the Branch Davidians consider them heroes and martyrs. Yeah, this guy's back here, so we can share the screen again. So what's everyone doing to keep themselves busy? I've at least got the excuse. I go to work a few days a week now, and I'm making decent money. By the way, I think I mentioned on one of my vlogs a few days ago that I thought I was getting hazard pay for working at work. I am. Yeah, that came through. So that's a nice little chunk of cash that's coming in, and I've decided, I borrowed a bunch of money from myself, when I came out here, and I've decided I'm going to try and replenish as much of it as I can. And since I'm making decent money and stuff like that, I'm actually in a position where I can do that now. It's nice to actually be comfortable financially because it's been so long since I haven't. Even before I moved, when I was living in California in the house, it's like I couldn't afford that house, not on a Disney salary, especially when I wasn't getting full time hours. I hope you're doing more, Penny, than eating. Somebody posted a comment on the Facebook page, I think yesterday, said that there's three types of people after the quarantine: the chunks, the hunks, and the drunks. And they asked, which one are you? I tend to just dismiss a lot of the predictions about what's coming in the future of this virus because I think a lot of it is coming from the media, and the media is hyping it, and they're trying to get ratings and stuff like that. And the best way to do that is make people afraid. What I heard is that David Koresh was shot in the head by one of his closest followers, and then that person turned the gun on himself right before the fire consumed him. I don't think it was a day uh, before the end during the end of the siege. I think he died right at the end. That was what I read, at least. But yeah, he was, he had I guess basically a hole through the head. So somebody basically just, like that to him. And then the person they think did it had definitely a self-inflicted one because he put the gun in his mouth. Will I ever come to Canada? Perhaps I have. This hasn't really been a travel vlog so much, except for just me kind of traveling around the immediate area. But if I ever got to the point where I was going to go do a little traveling, I would definitely come to Canada. Canada's beautiful. Is there sales tax in Texas? Yeah, yeah, there is. It's I don't know, it's 8 or 9 cents or something like that. It's comparable to California, but not having the state income tax makes all the difference in the world. Oh, I didn't hear him being shot in the hip, but maybe. Yeah, okay, yeah. Joey's saying it's 8 and a quarter per dollar in most areas in Texas. So there we go. There's the answer. I knew it was something like that. I knew it was comparable to what like California has. What happens if I see a house I really want? Could I put an offer on it? Yeah, absolutely. I can, I could, I almost, except for doing the paperwork, I don't, I'm ready to make the decision. There's no getting a loan or anything if, I've got the money. So yeah, if I wanted it, I could do that. Like I said, I want to, because right now the money I have from the California house, I have it to buy a house and I have to pay my taxes from last year on it. So I want to kind of pay the taxes first, just so that I know what the final number is going to be. Any more cooking videos coming? Oh, of course. I don't have any planned at the moment, but a lot of times, a cooking vlog is just something I say. Let's just do a cooking vlog today. So I don't know. I haven't, like I said, I haven't decided what today's vlog is going to be. So today might be a cooking vlog. Who knows? There was a documentary that explained that he was shot in the hip previously to the actual day. Okay, all right. That's very possible. I didn't miss that. I missed that part, but Donna thinks I'm a great storyteller. Thank you, Donna. I appreciate that. Hi, Tim. You're at 70 some cents per dollar. Is that you have VAT tax, right? That's what that is. That sounds excessive though. That basically means everything is like almost twice as much as what it should be. Yeah, it will be really fun when I get my own house. I'm ready for it. I'm tired of this place. I'm tired of it's getting kind of worse here now since we've got the whole lockdown thing. Because I think a lot of the people here are out of work because of this. Because there's a lot of people that are having parties late at night. Uh, they've lost all concept of day and night. You'll get some idiot that'll get a telephone call at 3 in the morning, and rather than wake up his family by talking on the phone, he'll get outside and wake up the entire couple buildings around him while he talks on the phone. We had the police at one of the units here a couple nights ago too. It's just I don't know. I wish we'd get back to work just for that. Have I ever been on a Disney cruise? No, no, I've never been on any cruises. I've been on the Queen Mary in California, but that's docked. And my parents went on a cruise many, many years ago. We went on the boat that they were on before they left. But no, we didn't. I've never been on a cruise. It's not really my thing. They had coverage of the Branch Davidian incident in England when it happened. I don't doubt it. That had to be worldwide news. Are you looking at the wall? We'd love to see a cooking blog using the Instant Pot. I was actually looking at the the email address where the recipes are sent, and there's something there that looks like it might be interesting. There's actually a couple things that I saw could be interesting. Pretty simple things I think that can be done in the Instant Pot. One thing specifically that I was looking at that looked pretty good. I would probably end up doubling the recipe though. Your daughters are excited to see you and they say, "Hi, Uncle Breck." All right, awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Charlotte and Logan. I appreciate that. It's good to have fans. You know that I have two more nieces? It isn't just Sean and Megan anymore. Yeah, it's Charlotte and Logan now. Yeah. Oh, there's a bird outside that's really noisy. I don't know if you can hear that. You're sure that whatever I vlog, it will be interesting. Okay, well, I hope I don't disappoint you. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I have no idea at this point what to do. Um, I've been working for the last few days, so I haven't really even thought about it that much. But how did you choose Placentia as a place to live in California? Well, I grew up in Garden Grove in that house that I showed you a couple times when we were in the process of selling it. and I got a job at a compact disc factory that was in Anaheim, and it turns out the apartment that I first got when I moved out of my parents' house was in Placentia, and that was like 2 miles from where I worked, and so yeah, it was literally just a proximity to where I lived to where I worked. I liked, it was one because at that time I kind of had a position of responsibility, and I could conceivably get called in to work at any time of the day or night. So it kind of made sense to try and find a place, that was close to where I worked, so that it was, if I did get called in at 2 in the morning, it's like, okay, I'll be there in about 10 minutes, and do it and get back and be done with it. So my nieces are losing it now. All right, that's cool. You think Bite is up to something because he looks at the wall, and then and then back at then at me, and then at the wall again. Yeah, I know you're waiting to find out if I'm watching so you can have like a kitty party, right? That's what it is. There's those two stray cats that live in the neighborhood that you've been wanting to invite in, haven't you? The ones that are so thin, you want to fatten them up like you, right? And Meg 65, how's Australia today? Do the cats still play with the new toy? Yeah, they actually enjoy the scratching post a little bit. Nibble especially, I see her scratching that all the time, and Bite likes the little ball that's in the base. He likes to chase that around, don't you? Did anyone come around while I was out there? I'm assuming you're talking out at the Branch Davidian site. The only people I saw that were out there were other tourists. There were two small groups that were out there, like one or two people each. In fact, when I first arrived, I wanted to hit that little monument in the front there, but there were people there, so I decided instead to go back to the site. And then when they left, I'd go and cover that. That was why the monument, which is right by the entrance, was actually covered last. Have I seen any of Jordan's recent live streams? No, I don't. I'm not any more privy to when they go live than to when he goes live than anyone else is, and it's hard for me to watch him, because I'm at work during the days, and I think the last one he did looked like he did yesterday sometime. I guess it was him and Jaw or something like that. Yeah, I realized when I was researching the Branch Davidian that I probably should have done it about a week ago because it was so close to the anniversary of that. I've heard that there is a show on Netflix about the Waco siege. I haven't seen it though. I didn't want to kind of bias my opinion. I wanted to kind of do my own research and figure out what I thought happened, and then I'll probably watch it at some point. Yeah, that's kind of my feeling too, Megs. I always kind of I guess it didn't really change my mind. I always thought that it sounds like both sides kind of screwed up on it. The reaction by the FBI and the DEA and the Waco police was an overreaction, but David Koresh and his followers didn't do anything to de-escalate the situation either. They made it worse. So why did David Koresh change his name? There was a reason for it. David is because it's all from the branch Davidians, which is the Davidian part of of uh, the religion, which and I don't remember where Koresh came from, but that was a part of it too. There was some reason for that too. I'll have to actually go research that. I probably should have known that one before because that was an interesting part of the story, and I did read about that. Yeah, David from the Bible, absolutely. But I don't think he named himself after David from the Bible. I think the branch Davidians got their name from the Bible, and David Koresh got his name from the branch Davidians. So, my horror movie fan, yeah, to some extent. I mean, there's some that I like and some that I don't. It depends on what the movie is. I like the zombie movies, Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead. Um, I was a huge Freddy Krueger fan. Like a little bit of Alfred Hitchcock. Have I seen it? I assume you're talking about the Netflix video. No, I haven't seen that one yet. Yeah, well, I used to, when I was in college, I was a huge Twilight Zone fan. And every day at, I think, like noon or something like that, yeah, I would take my class. My class would be done at 1, or be done at 11. I had a morning class. My class would be done at like 11. I'd come home, have a couple hours to myself, and then I had to go to work. And the Twilight Zone was always on at noon, and Alfred Hitchcock Presents was on at 12:30, and so I'd watch that every day. And I was more of a Twilight Zone fan than an Alfred Hitchcock fan, but I watched both of them, and I saw a bunch of those, and um, like some of his bigger, some of his, feature length movies. Psycho is a classic, of course. The Birds, I always loved The Birds. The Birds was a good one. For a long time, yeah, with Waco Siege, that was all I knew about Waco too. It turns out we're known for three things. We're known for that, we're known for Dr. Pepper, and we are known for Chip and Joanna Gaines. It's funny because I liked the book It, but I didn't like the first movie It with Tim Curry, but I liked the second one that they did just a few years ago. Jordan and I went and saw that together. I thought that was a good movie. What am I cooking for dinner tonight? I have pork chops out tonight. I have some fresh veggies, so we'll probably have that. Have I been monitoring earthquakes? Yeah, kind of on a superficial level. I have a website that I check in on every morning to kind of see what's going on around my mom. Even though I'm out of California, I'm still kind of interested in the earthquakes. Never really watched The Outer Limits. I never got into that one. I remember seeing a couple of them, but yeah, I never got into it. Okay, Nancy's telling us Koresh was a Persian king who had the temple rebuilt in Jerusalem and prompted the Jews to return to the Promised Land. There you go. All right, so that sounds like if you're going to call yourself the Messiah, that sounds like you know David Koresh sounds like a good name, I guess. Rope was your favorite Hitchcock movie because of the way it was filmed. Okay, I don't think I've ever seen that one. Yeah, I've never watched any of the Saw movies. Yeah, take care, Bill, Tim. Thanks for stopping in. You were in the hospital when the siege happened and was stuck watching TV in your room, huh? Oh man, that is no fun. Yeah, I didn't see chapter two of that of it. Thanks, Laura. I'm glad you liked the video. Yeah, that was another one of what I'm considering my epic vlogs. You know, ones that are going to be of interest to maybe more than just my followers here. You know, ones that might kind of grab the attention of um, a wider audience. It was like my JFK videos. You know, those kind of went viral there for a while. Most of my videos have 3 or 4 thousand views at most, and that I have one of those JFK videos that has like 20,000 plus 21,000 views on it. So that's kind of cool. That's exciting. I'm hoping the David Koresh video will do the same thing. I'm going to rename that one in a couple of days and get the Vernon Howell out of the name and replace it with David Koresh. But I wanted to be a little bit more vague at the beginning of it, so see what happens. Because I knew you guys would watch it because I'd been teasing it for a few days, and the title and the picture were vague enough that you might not know exactly what it was. Am I a Doctor Who fan? I like the original Doctor Who better, I think, but I was never really a huge Doctor Who fan of either of them. You were totally talking back while watching what was going on in Waco. When I moved to Texas, did I have to take a driver's test? No, no. Basically, I just had to. They photographed me. I didn't even take the written test. It was just they just did a transfer over. That's an interesting way of filming that movie. Makes me curious to see it now, just to see the way the film movie was filmed. Hitchcock always had kind of a way of doing stuff like that, though. Right, Bite? What do you think of Hitchcock? You've probably never seen Hitchcock, have you? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Strangers on a Train was good too. I'm hoping that the Crush video will be epic. It'd be nice. It'd be nice to start getting a few getting a few viewers, or getting a few vlogs that get lots of views. And that's definitely one that could do it. I didn't expect that the JFK video would go as big as it did, but it did. And man, are there a lot of conspiracy theories that surround that. You want to do some interesting reading sometime. Read some of the comments on those JFK videos. There are people that are very passionate about their JFK views, and they're not you know timid about expressing their opinions. Bite and Hitchcock share the same waistline. No, I think Bite's fatter. Thanks, Tracy. Yeah, I hope it gets a lot of views too. I mean, I got a lot of subscribers out of the JFK video. That I went up probably, 400 or 500 just because of that video. That was very cool. No, the school bus wasn't there, at least not that I saw. May have been completely buried or something like that, but I didn't see any school bus. How many viewers do I have on the JFK video? It was different for different ones, but the top two videos I've ever done were two of my JFK videos, and one of them has more than like 7,000 views, and another one has more than 20,000 views. So that's pretty cool. My JFK vlogs popped up on your feed. That's how you found my videos. Cool. Yeah. See, there's a new subscriber that came in from the JFK video. So thank you, Todd. Appreciate that. Thanks, Rhonda. I appreciate that. I appreciate all the recommendations. That means a lot to us. That means a lot to me. So how long have you been watching, Todd? Yeah, I can't imagine Johnny Depp in a movie like that. I am not a huge fan of remakes generally because they generally are not as good. You started following me because you saw me on Jordan. Yeah, that's probably how 95% of you found me, and so that's very cool. I appreciate that too. Jordan's been the single biggest influence on this site. There's been so this vlog wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for Jordan. So do I have a theory about the JFK assassination? Not really, but I just I thought it was a kind of an interesting story, and I don't know. It's still possible that there was more than one person, but I don't know. Oswald's actions afterwards seemed a little odd to me. Maybe he wasn't the lone shooter, but he was involved somehow. Are most employees back at work? It has been getting a little bit better. Yesterday, I was on a line. I mean, I'm probably spoiling a video that'll go up tomorrow, but whatever. Yesterday's video, the line I was working on actually had three people. So, um, I actually got a little chance to do some training, which was very useful. Then your daughters fell for me and started calling me your uncle. All right, that's cool. Are they still practicing the religion? I believe so. I believe so. When I one of the first things I read when I started researching this was that the Davidians are still on property. So, oh yeah, yeah. Most of you, like I said, most of you came to me through Jordan because you'd see me on his vlogs from time to time, and then when I started my own, Jordan started promoting me and you know doing live streams, pushing to get me subscribers and allowing me to appear on his vlog a bunch of times and doing all that stuff. So thank you, Rhonda, and thank you, Charlotte and Logan. Appreciate that so much. Yeah, you got to know me on Jordan's vlog, and ironic how I ended up moving to Texas. Yeah, Texas kind of been coming, for a long time. I've been kind of watching California even before I made the decision to leave, which was just like a year and a half ago. Um, you know, I I had been thinking about Texas for a long time, and like I said, everything just kind of fell into place, and or fell out of place depending on your perspective. Like I said, the job was falling apart. The I was about to lose the house, and it was just time to pick up and move. I was talking to one of my friends when I was back in California late last year, and he said that me moving to Texas without knowing what I was going to do or where I was going to go, he thought that was really brave. You think just because I'm not watching you that nobody's watching you? There's like 83 people watching you right now, and they know when you're trying to go for the kitty treats. Yes, they do. Well, here comes Nibble too. Yeah, I don't know if I'd go definitely brave, but it was because I mean, I did have, I came in with a chunk of cash that enabled me to go for a while, and it took a long time to find a job, but I definitely think I got the right one now. What inspired me to move to Texas? I think it's just because I kept hearing, I like things about how, Texas has no state income tax, uh, that, it's kind of, it's cheap, inexpensive to live here. I'm paying $1.50 a gallon right now for gas, you know, and that's down from the normal, which is, about $1.99. So, a lot of people were leaving California and coming to Texas. I wanted to see what they were looking for. And so far, it appears that I found what I wanted. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you just have to jump in the pool. You're right, Joey. Yeah, excuse me. No, that isn't coronavirus. That's allergies. When the cat's away, the mice will play. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Jaws' birthday is that right? Is it on April? I thought it was. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, right. Living the dream. That was one of the lines we used to use at Disney. And when I ask how you're doing, he's like, "Yeah, living the dream." And it means, yeah, life sucks. We're at Disney. What do you expect? I still use the line now, but at my current job, but it doesn't have the same meaning anymore. You're getting 2 months to the gallon. Yeah, I know. If you're not driving around much, it's a lot more. I'm getting a lot more time between Phillips. Because it isn't really that far to work, and so 3 or 4 days a week. Um, I'm driving a few miles to work, a few miles back, and that's it. Hello from Korea. Watch out for the coronavirus. Ain't that the truth? Yeah, we've all been kind of doing that. Yeah, I haven't heard about Disney waiting to reopen till next year, but it's going to be a while, I'm sure. What did I do at Disney? I worked in the parades department in California Adventure. I was a float driver. No, I'm actually going to tell you a little secret about that one. The Have a magical day. Yeah, there is an inside meaning to that. That I guess I probably can share now. It doesn't mean have a magical day. A lot of times it means go F yourself. That's the kind of natural meaning of it behind the scenes. I just saw the original Ocean's 11 with a Rat Pack a few months ago. My father had a copy of it, and I watched it when I was at his house. And yeah, it was good. I mean, I like the remake too. That's one of the remakes that were pretty good. You know, I guess what they did is they said, you know, the remake of Ocean's 11 is going to be Ocean's 11 meets Mission Impossible, because that's what it always struck me as. You know, because on Mission Impossible, it was always, you know, kind of these little, okay, we're setting it up, we're setting this part up, and we're setting up that part, and we're setting up this other part, and kind of getting everything go, and then they pull the trigger and everything happens, and you don't understand all of the parts until you watch the end, and that's how the Ocean's 11 movie with Clooney and Brad Pitt and all the rest of them, you know, that's how that one kind of that's how that those movies are. I don't know if I'd go and say Disney is evil. It's just they've got some kind of corrupt management. You know, I think there's a lot of times that people, you know, when you get into a company as big as that, you know, you get your own kind of set of politics, and things just kind of become more and more inefficient. Are people at work aware of my YouTube channel? No, not that I know of. Nobody's mentioned anything, but I'm guessing it's just a matter of time before somebody discovers me. I mean, I had several people from Disney who came up to me and recognized me either from my vlogs or from Jordan's vlogs. So, in fact, I got a couple of friends from the parades department that actually are subscribers and actually pop up from time to time here. Do I like black and white movies? Yeah, I mean, you know, there's a bunch of them that I've, you know, that I like. I mean, you know, it isn't really something to say, oh, well, okay, it's a black and white movie, so I like it, or it's a black and white movie, so I don't like it. It depends on the movie. Yeah, yeah, you're right, John. I've heard a lot of people who said that that you know the Disney company changed a lot when Walt died. Because I know people at Disney who knew Walt personally, and they say that Walt would not have approved of some of the things that's happened. One person I know specifically said that Walt never would have tolerated a Disney California Adventure. Okay, I'm not sure what this is all about, but all of a sudden we got a bunch of people writing a bunch of stuff in some other language, and I think that could be just a troll. So let's do a little troll hunting here, because I don't, you know, let's see how many more do we have here that I missed. I started seeing like three or four of them come through here all at once, and yeah, I don't know if it's Russian or what, but you know, I can't read any of it, and so it's just kind of blocking, you know, it's just blocking out stuff I do want to read. Yeah, I kind of believe that Walt was had a very specific image of what he wanted, Disneyland to be, and I think it's largely been, bastardized by them, you know, merging up with Pixar and merging up with Marvel and merging up with, all the other things they have. You ever seen the inside of Walt Disney's apartment at Disneyland? No, that was not one of the things I got to see. It probably would have happened if I stayed with the company eventually, but no, I'd never been in there. I did get to do some really kind of cool things though. From time to time, cast members would get an opportunity to um, do walkthroughs of different attractions. I always wanted to go through Haunted Mansion, but I never got to do that. But um, I got to walk through Small World once when they had the water flume drained, so I could just literally walk in the area where the boats were. You just literally walk through the whole attraction. So I've been in Small World. That was kind of cool. I got a tour once of the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror before they turned it into the Guardians of the Galaxy thing, and got to go up. Got to ride the elevator with the lights on. Got to go up to some of the different levels you got to see in the during the ride, and I also got to go up and see the elevators that raise and lower the thing, and that was really cool. And I also got to go through Cars Land and go on to the Radiator Springs Racers ride, and I actually walked the whole track on that. That was really interesting too. Yeah, yeah, I've participated in a lot. I participated in a lot of Make a Wish stuff. You know, we'd uh, we'd find out that somebody. I used to do a bunch of like stage shows at Disney. One of them was based on the TV show Phineas and Ferb. We called it the Phineas and Ferb Rockin' and Rollin' Dance Party, and all the time we'd have like Make a Wish people come to that show, and we'd arrange private meetings with Phineas and Ferb for the Make a Wish people. So that was kind of fun. I don't have a bunch of bad memories of Disney. It's a lot of great memories. It's just I never got to the point where they respected me enough to give me an opportunity to grow. And without an opportunity to grow, I was stagnating, and I didn't want to do that anymore. I don't hate Disneyland or most of the people. It's just I couldn't deal with the management. The management was you know kind of, well, corrupt, for lack of a better word. They definitely played favorites. Right, Bite? That's also the reason why I never wanted to get a job at Home Depot, because working at Disney poisoned Disney for me. And I like Home Depot more than I like Disney. I wouldn't want to have the politics of that place ruin that place for me. But that's what happens, I guess. Jan wants to have cuddles. The cuddles usually end up being a belly rub, though, right? Yep, there's a belly rub for Jan. How about a belly brush? You like the belly brush? Is that as good as a belly rub? Yeah, I guess now he's squirming to get out now. The Home Depot, the Disney for men. I call it the toy store for men. Does Bite want Mickey ears? I don't know. You want Mickey ears? You'd look kind of goofy with Mickey ears, but you'd look goofy with goofy ears too, wouldn't you? How much does he weigh? Too much. Yeah, he's probably, I don't know, 17 or 18 pounds. He's a big boy. You know someone who left Walmart due to sexual harassment. I suppose that happens. Is there a nightclub at Disney? There was an area in California Adventure called Hollywoodland that kind of served that purpose. They kind of rebranded it from time to time. When they did the remake of uh, uh, Tron, they turned a part of it into what they called what Flynn's Arcade or whatever. And but yeah, that whole area there kind of became a nightclub at night. That was a very popular. That was, I think, a lot of reason why Disney did its grad nights later on at California Adventure because there was just a big open spot there where they could do that. And I suppose if they really wanted to at Disneyland, they got that Tomorrowland Terrace where the stage kind of comes out of the ground, and they could do that there too. But I guess they kind of moved it all over to California Adventure, just probably because it's more geared towards older people. I think Disneyland's really geared a lot towards the younger people. A lot of the rides are really for kids, and they got more you know adult oriented rides, roller coasters and stuff like that. Yeah, I watch Adam occasionally. I'm not a regular Adam watcher. Oh man, yeah, expensive alcoholic drinks, and you don't know the half of it. $20 for one drink. You're but everything at Disney is expensive. You buy a Coke, in a bottle that would cost you, a dollar out of a vending machine, and you'll pay $4.50 for it in the park. You can't go to Home Depot. You get stupid in there. It's like being in a casino. I'm glad that's not me. I know exactly what I want when I go to Home Depot. So yeah, there is a secret. Well, I mean, it's not such a secret. It's called Club 33. It's right near the exit of Pirates of the Caribbean. When you go out of the building after Pirates of the Caribbean, you turn to the left and watch the doors on the left, and one of them has the number 33 on it. And that's a very exclusive club uh, at Disneyland. There's like a multi-year waiting list to get in it. Adam vlogged in the town where you lived while he was traveling from Florida to California a few months ago. That's cool. I actually met Adam once. Jordan, Jordan. I was hanging out at Jordan's house one day, and Adam and Carpetbagger were down the street a little ways, having going to have dinner at a catering truck at a roach coach, and Jordan and I went down there. I got to hang out with him. That was kind of fun. Hi, Angela. How you doing? No fishing pole. I actually have some fishing equipment, but I don't go fishing often. Very often. I don't know. Maybe I will now. Now that I live down near a lake, because Lake Waco is just right here. I can't say how Disney is on Disney cruises, but the management that I had to deal with in parades wasn't didn't really care about us. I always had kind of an analogy with uh, with Disney, and that is Disney is kind of like a billionaire who loses $100 bill. They've got so much money they don't really even care about it. So while $100 bill might be valuable to most of us, you know Disney doesn't care. You lose $100 bill, whatever, you got a lot more. It isn't even worth the trouble. Yeah, I know. I'm kind of surprised. 85 people. That's kind of cool. I guess that's kind of a holdover from last week when I had my mom on, because I think we had at our peak 111 people in here. I think that's a record. Am I going to get a pickup truck? I have actually thought about it. I've got a lease of my car though right now, so I'll gotta wait for the lease to be done. It's like a 39-month lease, and I'm like 1 year into it. So, but I don't know. My next car could be a pickup truck. That would definitely come in handy for my home improvement projects. Yeah, I was showing 87. It's 86 now, but that's cool. Yeah, thanks, PDXter. Yeah, hit the like button, everyone. I appreciate that. Seen a few of you do that now, so appreciate that. All right, we're up to 50 likes now. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate that. Yeah, I've watched it jump up, 14 points now just in the last minute. So thank you, PDXer. Appreciate that. And of course, Bite's sitting behind me here, aren't you? Yes, you are. And now that I get a little too handsy, now you're going to walk away, aren't you? Let's see if we can coax some kitties here for some kitty treats. I see Nibble approaching here, and she's going behind the chair, I think. So, yeah, she's going to pop out here in just a second. Yeah, there she is. For your viewing pleasure. Oops, sorry, Nibble. Did you drop it under the chair? Here's another one, Nibble. She dropped it under the chair. Nibble! Meow. Ow. Ow. How'd you like it if I bit your hand, huh? All right, chase them both away here. Now it's back to the Breck Show. How's everyone doing? It's still showing at 36. No, it's 56 right now. Yeah, another shout out for the Facebook page. Jan here runs the Facebook page. So if those of you on here are on Facebook and want to join the page, it's called big surprise, escaping the mouse. Go subscribe. There's according to Jan, 321 people right now. So we'd enjoy having you. I show some kind of fun things there. Post some exclusive stuff to there. So definitely a reason to go do it. Oh yeah, my cat love these things too. They'll eat them right out of my hand. Sometimes taking my finger with them. Yeah, we're 56 now. That's right. Thanks everyone. Appreciate the likes. Yeah, we kind of keep the Facebook page a little looser than like Jordan's page. people are, basically, we don't have any real ground rules there. You post what you want. People post pictures of their pets or funny memes about the coronavirus or whatever. When's the next cooking vlog and what diet is on the menu? A lot of times I don't know I'm going to do a cooking vlog until day of. So, it's one of those things where just sometimes get up some morning and say, I feel like doing a cooking vlog today. I don't know. It could be as easy as early as today. I don't know yet today what the vlog is going to be. So I haven't done it yet. Yeah, well, that's always going to happen. And you know what? The beauty is people that get on the Facebook page and cause a stink. You know what? We can block them. We can kick them out of the site. We want to keep it a safe group. Yeah, I saw the picture, Joey. Yeah, that was pretty. That's one of the things I really like about living in Waco. The skies are beautiful, both in the morning and in the evening, from time to time. I mean, it's not every day because if there aren't any clouds up there, it isn't. But I mean, you saw those photos I posted on the Facebook page a few days ago. Uh, from that morning, it was like the sky was just amazing. I mean, it was beautiful, but it actually turned out better, I thought, in the photo. How many days do I have off this week? It's 4 days, so I'm on my first day off. Yeah, I don't know if I got the photos on here anymore, or if maybe because I might have posted them from here. Let's see. Oh yeah, I do still have them. Yeah, for those of you who didn't see it, that was the Texas sky a few mornings ago. Just beautiful colors. And it's a little bit washed out on the on this. It was way more vivid in real life. I just really love the sky. Let's see, so we don't get the glare of me because you don't want to see me in the reflection of the phone here, right? You want to see the picture. So yeah, that was the photos I shot a few days ago. Yeah, I like checking in on the Facebook group too. It's there are some good people in there. Yeah, my mom really enjoyed the live stream. She's actually said that she'll come and do it again. She didn't want to do it this week because it's been she doesn't want to do it every week, but she was definitely said that she would do it again. What's the history of the teddy bear behind me? The teddy bear was made for me by a friend of mine who I used to work with many, many years ago when I worked in the CD world. And she worked in the same department as I did. And one year for Christmas, she made all of her friends at work a teddy bear. And she knew I was really into astronomy and stuff like that, so she made me a teddy bear out of stars and planets on the fabric. And so he's been kind of my accompanier, my mascot for a number of times. And he's been sitting there. And for a while, I don't know if it still happens. One of these days, I got to actually check it. but the light color in the material actually glows in the dark. So you light him up and then bring him into a dark room, and he kind of glows, which is kind of cool. Did my supervisor find out what the problem was with the machine I was working on? The supervisor doesn't really get that much into that. We've got technicians to deal with that, and apparently they dealt with that problem and then comes up with different problems. That's one of the things you run into with really complicated machines. Is, the more things that there are on them, the more things that can go wrong. Angela says, "How do I feel about being in the Davidian compound? Any sense of presence there?" No, not really. But I've always been kind of, not that aware of that kind of thing. Somebody mentioned that a little earlier. I've been to the Manson house, where Sharon Tate was murdered, and didn't feel anything there. I've been to, a bunch of places where really ugly parts of history have happened. I went to where Jesse Washington was lynched in here in downtown Waco. So, I'm just, I guess I'm not sensitive to that at all. I think I can kind of objectify that kind of stuff and don't really feel things on that. The planet on his face makes him look like he's sticking out his tongue. Yeah, I guess I could see that. But he's my companion, and I think he keeps bite occupied. Am I from Texas? No, I'm originally from California. I moved here almost a year ago now. It'll be a year next month. Oh wow! I wish you could see that. There's a beautiful red bird sitting on the fence right outside. Did I notice the turtles in the pond at the compound? Yes, I did actually. Um, I got to worry and wonder about those turtles though. But how do they get out of there? Because there's no way out of there. I think they must have fallen in at some point. Because there's like a lake on the property. I'm guessing they probably came in from the lake. But I was aware of the turtles in there because every once in a while I'd hear them. I'd hear something big move around in there, and and then I actually ended up seeing them one or two times. You were worried when I started walking in there. Yeah, and I don't have to worry about me. I can take care of myself, and I'm pretty good at taking care of myself. And there was no one there that was going to cause any problems. Yeah, I didn't actually go onto the property, but I went up to the gate. I got a photo of myself at the gate. Yeah, I don't know if it's a cardinal because the cardinals usually have that big crest on the top of their head. At least I thought so. Maybe not. I don't know. Let's see if I can get a picture here and compare here. Yeah, see, that's sort of what I think of when I think of a cardinal. And this bird is a lot smaller than that. It is mostly red. It doesn't have the black on the face, and it doesn't have the crest on the top of its head. So it's something else. Might be related, but yeah, because everything. Of course, they call that a cardinal too, and that doesn't really have much of a crest on its head. So I don't know. It might be. Yeah, no, it wasn't. It isn't the same house that was there when the Tates lived there. Somebody else owns the property, and they've completely changed the property now. I'm told even the address isn't the same anymore. Yeah, I like parrots too. Okay, everyone's talking about what their favorite bird is. So yeah, I agree. I'm a fan of parrots too, but I like all birds. I think if I were to get a bird, what I would like to do is get a an African gray. They're beautiful. They're smart. They're personable. Love to have one, and they live a long time. Maybe a red finch, maybe, but it seemed larger than what I would think of a red finch would be. How's Flash doing? Beth is taking good care of Flash. Beth posted something on her Facebook page a couple days ago that featured a Flash photo. And my big concern right now is that I might not be able to get Flash back now. I think Beth's going to fall in love. Not going to want to give her up. Yeah, well, you do have to clean up the cages, but that's the case. That's the case with just about any pet. Penguin is always ready for supper because he has his tuxedo already on. Yeah, that's the true. Well, I'd be baking, grilling, or frying my pork chops. I don't usually fry things. It's usually baking or grilling. I think tonight I'll probably do baking. Yeah, yeah. Flash is my tortoise. You'll have to go back and go to my if you're interested, go to my channel and look at some of the playlists. And there's one about Flash the tortoise, and that'll introduce you to who Flash is. Do I think I'd get another tortoise if I can't have Flash? I'm counting on the fact that I'm going to be able to have Flash. But yeah, I mean, Flash has been a great pet. I've had her longer than any other pet I've ever had in my life, and I actually think she's probably older than I am. Yeah, I don't know. Do I have any pictures of Flash on my phone? I don't even know. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Yeah, just a quick search, I don't see anything, but that doesn't mean there's not any there. But like I said, it's on. If you go to the YouTube channel and look at the playlist, there's one about Flash, and that'll introduce you to her. Why is it a stared at coffee pot never brews? I wouldn't be able to answer that because I've never brewed coffee. Yeah, I don't know. I might be up for doing a cooking vlog today. Who knows? I haven't figured that out yet. Your turtle does yoga? Wow. It's this guy here needs to do some yoga, doesn't he? Because he's a big fatty. Oh yeah, Beth has been spoiling Flash with strawberries. So yeah, Flash is probably gonna. It's gonna maybe be as hard to get Flash away from Beth as it will to get Beth away from Flash. Yeah, I never really was a coffee drinker. In fact, I don't do caffeine much at all. Caffeine doesn't work on me. I'm funny that way. Yours is a red-eared slider, but he's huge, and you rescue him. Okay, yeah, that's sort of how we got Flash too. Flash was a stray. I was getting ready to go to work one morning, and my mom was going to work, and as she pulled the car out, she saw Flash just kind of walking down the sidewalk, and she's been with us ever since. I think Flash is just a little escape artist. Yeah, well, a lot of the information we had about this coronavirus it has been hyped to make it seem worse than it really is, and there's a lot of misinformation that's going around out there. They're saying now that there's a lot of people that get the virus don't even know they have it. And what did I hear? I heard a statistic today that like what 80 or 90% of people who are dying from it had other issues that were contributing to it. Yeah, Flash is a real escape artist. She's escaped from my house a couple times in California. In fact, one time she got out of the gate, went all the way down to the end of the block, turned right, ended up at the end of a cul-de-sac, and one of the neighbors found her. Could I do a bicycle vlog around Waco sometime? Yeah, that would be fun. I do have a bicycle, and I haven't ridden it that much, primarily because it kind of gets hot here. It's real extremes with the temperature. It's either really hot or really cold. I do think that the whole coronavirus thing is has been overblown. It's just it's just that the media is going crazy with it right now. You consider the fact that in an average year, the United States, and I mean that's what I'm coming from. I know a lot of you are from elsewhere in the world, but my perspective is from the United States. So a lot of people in the United States, every year between 20 and 60,000 people die just from influenza. And from that front, coronavirus, we've had what 45,000 deaths. That's an average flu year. And look at what we're doing. We don't shut down the world. All business and all that for that. We don't you know cancel the school year. We don't do all sorts of cancel concerts and big events and stuff like that over it. It's just crazy. It's overdone. Yeah, exactly. Rand Paul didn't even know he had it until he was tested. It's very possible I've had it and I just didn't know. I had an iguana for a brief time when I was a kid. It was basically something I babysat for school over the summer. Yeah, that's right, Jan. Thousands of people are showing to have the antibodies, so that means they had it in the past and didn't even know it. You're right, absolutely. Yeah, thanks for stopping in, Tracy. Yeah, I'm gonna probably wrap this up pretty quick here too. We're we've hit the 2 hour mark now, so that's usually what I try and do. Yeah, but polio was a lot bigger of an issue. I mean, H1N1 a few years ago was, infected what 60 million people in America. Yeah, they've shut down schools just about everywhere, and it's crazy too because in reality, it's not school kids that are dying from this virus. I mentioned this I think a week or two ago that I heard a statistic that there are more people over 100 who have died from the coronavirus than there are people who are under 18 who've died from it. So why would we shut down the schools? They keep talking about herd immunity, and the way you get herd immunity is everyone gets the disease and gets past it, and then it doesn't. Then people don't get sick from it anymore, and when you don't get sick from it anymore, you can't infect others. Yeah, that's another thing too. I've seen is that every person that dies now is dying of coronavirus. Well, I'm just terrified about the precedent that we're setting now. Now we have set the precedent where if the government declares an emergency, they can shut down the economy. Well, guarantee this isn't going to be the last time that happens. Who is it that said that any people who will sacrifice liberty for safety deserve neither? Yeah, that's absolutely true. Dying with coronavirus is different than dying of coronavirus. Like I said, a lot of the people who are dying right now have pre-existing conditions that are contributing to this. Now, of course, not all the economy is shut down, but we've crippled our economy right now because so much stuff is shut down. Restaurants are for the most part shut down. A lot of small businesses are shut down. It's just I don't know. We got to get past this because we can't go hide our head in the sand every time a disease that's like fatal to 0.001% of the population pops up. That's going to happen. I don't know if it was Ben Franklin who said that. It could be. I know Ben Franklin has said things like that. I know it was Ben Franklin that was questioned after he'd uh, you know contributed to founding the country. And he said was a question by a woman who said, "What have you given us, sir?" And he says, "A republic, if you can keep it." Doesn't seem like we're very interested in keeping it right now. Okay, well, I think we've kind of beat this subject to death here, so I think I'm going to end this right now. I have a new video coming up in what looks like about 4.5 hours, so I hope you'll watch that. In fact, I just reminded I got to go finish uploading that because it's still only partially uploaded. So um, I think that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, everyone. Have a good one.